U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has picked former State Department official Alex Wong to serve as a Deputy National Security Advisor. Does the nomination say anything about Trump's new North Korea policy? We're joined by Noerper, President of Asia Dialogue. Welcome back.
Thank you. Delighted to be back, Tommy.
Thanks for joining us. So Trump has decided to bring back Wong to serve as a Deputy National Security Advisor. Like I said, does Trump's pick say anything about how he'll deal with North Korea and the leader Kim Jong-un?
Well, in Alex Wong, you have an experienced bureaucrat, somebody with a legal background, but who has served as the deputy negotiator with North Korea and also served as the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State. But really, Wong will be following Trump's lead. It really will be the president and his national security advisor, Waltz, who will be calling the shots on where to go next. So a competent pick and one that will really be, like the rest of the selection so far, highly deferential and really following the president's lead on this in terms of reapproach to North Korea or resolution over issues like this, Ukraine and Korea's involvement there.
Well, what could make things tricky is that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said last week that, past talks with the U.S. only confirmed Washington's hostile policy toward Pyongyang. Does Kim really have no interest in reigniting talks with Trump, or is he just acting like he's indifferent?
Well, I think it's more acting indifferent in the sense that he does have this heightened relationship now with Vladimir Putin. And of course, he has a bad memory of the last talks in Hanoi, which failed very badly with Trump. And neither the North Koreans nor the United States really had much of a plan B at the time. So he may be still signaling displeasure there. However, the game could change quite a bit if Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin push together with some sort of resolution in terms of Russia's aggression on Ukraine, if there is some sort of ceasefire or otherwise in the conflict. Look for Kim Jong-un to shift with the Russian president toward a position. And we could well see Trump and Kim again in some sort of guise of a meeting, or at least entertaining the possibility for negotiations.
Well, now with leadership shifts in both Washington and Tokyo, what kind of, synergy can we expect from Yoon, Trump, and Ishiba when it comes to their trilateral security alliance? Will it be just tight as it is now?
It's a great question, Dami. It's a vital question because there have been significant improvements in terms of that trilateral relationship. Seoul, Tokyo, and Washington speak very closely together now. And that step up in activity has been a victory for the Biden administration. That said, we don't know whether the Trump administration will look at that as a Biden victory and move away from that. We know that Donald Trump has said he's distrustful of allies. That has NATO worried. That has Asian partners worried, especially those in Korea and Japan. It will take a good deal of alliance maintenance and investment of time and goodwill to continue to refine the dramatic improvements that have taken place, both at the strategic and the operational level. So we need them talking. And in that sense, Korea and Japan now can be stepping up their activity and coordination. And hopefully the United States will continue to push hard on this front. If there is a distraction, if, for example, Trump decides to have unilateral engagement with Kim Jong-un, that will be a test for South Korea and for Japan and that trilateral relationship. And of course, keeping South Korea-U.S. relations on track will be vital.
Well, if it was just North Korea's missile and nuclear development before, North Korea's troop deployment to Russia has risen as another headache for the trilateral security alliance. Now, North Korean soldiers are being spotted in Ukraine's cities other than, Kursk. What do you think may be the purpose of their presence there?
Well, such a dramatic development, Dummy. The fact that we have, for the first time since the Korean War, North Korean forces out and engaged, and the fact that they are there at Russia's bidding in very large numbers, well in excess of 10,000, and we could see quite a bit more. That coming off of the Putin-Kim meeting in Pyongyang in June, and the commitment that was made there to transfer DPRK manpower. Remember, this is also a sign that Vladimir Putin is essentially weak because he has gone out to North Korea. He has gone to the Chechens, and he is, according to the Financial Times today, going to the Houthis in Yemen. So he has foreign mercenaries fighting that fight against Ukraine, which means there's been a vast depletion of Russian forces, 600,000 plus reportedly dead, and it shows an essential weakness for Russia. So South Korea should factor in that economic and political military weakness of the Russians in going to places like North Korea to recruit troops. But it could signify a tremendous movement forward in terms of a loss of North Korean life. Already the reports that you led with of 500 plus dead, according to the NIS, and that number will only grow, which means North Koreans will have to rectify the issue of dead soldiers returning to the Korean Peninsula.
That is indeed a deep, deep concern. All right, Dr. Noerper, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dami. Always a pleasure.